Okay, now what I've decided to do is go over one of my old videos, or one of my own videos, on the computer in order to show you guys what I'm doing and what the whole strategy here is, okay? So I decided to pick a tank, and I go in, and I pick, when I move in, I don't just move in the most obvious route. I move in a way where I got a good distance between the tank and anything that's any sort of cover that enemies could hide behind or use to sneak up on me, right? Now you'll see I don't notice how I stay a little bit away from this track. I stay on the right side of the track. The reason why is just in case there's enemies here, I want to be able to see them rushing up to me. So I try to stay as close to the middle of the track, as far away from here as possible. Because if I'm too close to here, like enemies, these areas are very dangerous because enemies can sneak out from here, they can sneak out everywhere. But anyways, what I do is I check my map in order to get a read of the battlefield. So I check and I see that my guys are here and they got some enemies here that are flanking on the left side. But over here, I can see that there's dead people here. So I know that there's fighting happening here, which means that the enemy is pretty much on this. Like if I draw a line across the map, the enemy is mainly on this side. What I decide to do is I'm going to support these guys on this side. So I move in and I put myself in a position where I can support my team, okay? I'm not trying to take center stage, I'm trying to take backstage and help from a distance. So I know based on the map that the enemy is like down here somewhere. So I'm going to help my guides clear the enemy out of this whole area, so we can prevent them from flanking and coming around. I spot some enemies, and spotting is extremely important because you want your team members to be able to see the guys that you're to see where the enemy is, so they can fire at them too, just in case you can't kill the guy. And on top of that, if you can't spot the person but you know where they're hiding, you can always shoot in that direction and people will see where you're shooting and they'll know there's someone there. So I'm seeing that my team is basically all moving up and they're safely moving up. So it doesn't look like I have to worry about that side of the map anymore. Okay? So I'm going to come up on this side and prevent the enemy from flanking on this side. Because if you go to like a map, basically I came up around here and up here. And I positioned myself around here and helped them drive the enemy away from this area. So now they are all moving up here and they're pushing forward. So now that they've moved up to like this area, I am now going to position my tank down this side and we're going to stop them from trying to sneak around on this. So my team will stop them from coming up here and sneaking this way, while I am going to go over here and prevent them from coming up this way now. So if we move back to where we were, here I am from where I was, moving forward now. Gonna flank around, and it's safer to go this way, which is why I'm going this way, because I'm going the safe way. I'm keeping my distance from all the enemies who are gonna charge at me and take me out. So I come in and immediately just start seeing people. So this is what we want to stop. We want to stop them from sneaking into this building on the left. So we're going to do everything we can to prevent that from happening. We're going to spot as many people as possible, so that way our team knows where the enemy is. And people start spawning on me, which really helps. And once I realize that I have a guy on my side, I will turn my tank like I just did right there, so that way the guy who's in my right side here has a better aim at everyone to our right. See, when I'm positioned like this, the guy who's in this side of the tank, he can attack anything on this side and I can attack anything on this side. The way you position the tank is extremely important. I have all these enemies right there in front of me, but I need to repair. But the poison gas seems to take most of them out. And our team does a good job of cleaning that up for us. So I position my tank over here, and I head this way and start trying to try to spot these guys as much as possible while repairing, since that's all I can do as I'm repairing. And then I just start raining cover fire on these guys, suppression fire. Meanwhile, the guys that I helped on the left side, they're trying to flank around. So here I am just laying down cover. So here I am on the map laying down cover here, and you see these blue dots here? That's our team, right? I helped those guys be able to push forward, so now they're up here, and now I'm here just laying cover fire down on A. So this is where we start pinning A down, and this is all part of the strategy. This is all part of the plan. This is why I named the video Herding the Enemy Like Sheep, because that's what we're doing. There's only a couple ways they can escape A, and we're going to try and lock those down and try and keep them just trapped at A as much as possible. We see guys moving around, sneaking around. We're going to let our team try and take care of who they can take care of, but we'll help them with who we can also. Now, we got to try and clean up here. We're not going to move too far forward. If we move too far forward, we're as good as dead. So I'm staying back. I'm just going to rain hell. And this guy, like, I'm getting people who are going to spawn in, and just imagine how devastating this tank would be if I had a full team on my side helping me out. Like, I would be unstoppable. We would be unstoppable. But there's very little teamwork in this game, which is focused on teamwork, unfortunately. So I'm trying to lay down fire, prevent these guys from slipping through. But I noticed they're slipping through on the left, right? We got them pinned on the right, but they're starting to slip through over there, and I can't allow that. So I end up having to pull a maneuver where it's a dangerous and risky maneuver I take, but it ends up being successful. So seeing that the enemy is flanking on the left, but looking at how we got covered on this right side now, I wasn't sure if that guy was enemy or not. I start moving forward. And there's all these enemies moving up on the right side, so I'm being careful. But I know I have to keep moving. I know I can't stay still for too long. So I'm going back up to get into the pit where there's a bit of cover to a degree. And I move forward and I push forward because we can't let these guys flank around us on the left side. I let that one slip by and just hope my team will take care of him. And I get back here because we need to stop them from flanking around this side now. I took the dangerous route across because I knew I had someone in my passenger seat who could be firing as I'm moving. And I took a gamble, and the gamble worked. So now I can prevent them from coming through. So if we stop here and we move to the map, 944, if we move to the map, so I came up here, pinned the enemy down here, and moved forward, and made it so that my team was all gathered here, pinning the enemy down. But they started slipping through over here, so to counter that, I moved my tank up here, and came around here to prevent them from slipping through. And I started shutting down any leaks that are taking place. Okay? Let's move up. So now in this position, we take care of anybody who tries to move forward, and we start pinning and locking them down. And I noticed that there's a sniper over there too, so I tried to spot him, but it doesn't work, and I get bombed over here. I don't even see where these guys are. So I back up, and I hope that these guys can help me out. And I fire randomly to see if I can get some hit markers, and nothing. So, but I know my team, and I have faith in my team. I know they will help out, and they'll deal business. But these grenades just keep coming. I can't see where they're coming from. I'm like, who's doing this? Is it a horse or something? So that confused me there, but luckily my team and my gunner really helped out and really took care of the enemy. Now we start to push forward, and this is what you're doing with a tank. You want to be very systematic, very cautious, very smart, you know, very intelligent when you move forward. You don't want to just charge. You want to be cautious, right? So we got guys all over here, and we're really pinning them in A now. We're closing down. It's like we're tight. It's like we're in an anaconda wrapping around the enemy. We're getting to a point where we're slowly starting to squeeze in on the enemy more and more. So we're pinning them more and more, squeezing them. Right? And then it gets to a point where it's safer for me to move up. And I only move up when it's safe, and I always make sure that my infantry is ahead of me, because my job as a tank is mainly to support the infantry. You're not trying to steal the show. I took down that tree on purpose so it doesn't get in my way when I'm trying to aim. So now we're in an even better position, and you can see how I position my cannons. Like, check this out. I move up here, and check this. Hold up. You'll see like why I sit. Okay, look at this tank and how it's positioned. The guy who's in my left, both guys, look at how their guns are facing. Both these guys have their guns pointed right down this street. Any enemies coming down this street, they got two guys, 2 and 4, hitting them. We got this guy, Dark Closer, on top of me. Plus, this guy is aiming at anything down here. So I'm not trying to be like a selfish tank and steal all the kills for myself. I'm trying to put my passengers in the best possible position where they can get the most kills possible. And I'm aiming at like a wall here. So I'm not even, I have the worst aim of them all, like the worst position to see, but it's not about me. It's about making sure these guys can rain hell. You'll see what I mean. And I can shoot. Like it's not a terrible spot, but you see that my passengers, like they can shoot down this street, they can shoot down that street, and that's what we're doing. That's why I put the tank there. I got both these streets locked down. Let's go back to that map for a quick second. There it is. Look at where I am. That's me, right? So with our team moving around, they're literally pinned at A. They cannot escape. I have them locked down, and their own reason they're pinned at A is because of everything I've done up to this point. We got our buddy up here. I wonder what he's doing. Is he repairing me? If he is repairing me, that would be amazing. Oh, he just got taken out. That's why being on top of a tank is a bad idea, because you are a sitting duck for snipers. It's sad, because, you know, having a repair guy is a beautiful thing when you're in a tank. It's wonderful. So I'm not worried about being taken out, because I have full confidence that me and my passenger can take these guys on. Look, I'm down to 4 health, right? But am I panicking? Am I running? No. I have confidence in my team and in my own abilities, so I stay put and I keep firing. And look, I'm recovered and I'm good. Down to 4, all the way up to full health. Look at this clown. You ain't going nowhere. So, that's that. I decide to actually move forward in the next video. Let's see. Let's go back one. I called this video Carrying the Team because that's basically what I'm doing. So I realized that our team is not capturing A, and they're not going to be able to take A without my help. So I decided, you know what? Despite the fact that we can keep them pinned here and win the game, and we can keep them pinned here all game, somebody needs to take this base. And despite the fact that this is like ambush city and it's a bad idea for me to move in and try to take this base to begin with, nonetheless, I am moving in. Okay, very dangerous position, very dangerous. It's an ambush. People can just hurl anti-tank grenades at me from all directions, from on top of buildings and everything. But I have the confidence that my team, there's enough of my team members around that will be able to take this base. And I move up slowly. slow, because you have to move up slowly. You have to move up intelligently, right? You don't just rush in, kamikaze style. You move up a little bit, repair, move up, take out any guys you see around you, move up, repair, move up. So here I am moving in slowly, cautiously. We don't just charge in. We clear the room, clear the area first. Then once we think it's safe, then we move in. I think I hit some mines there, I'm not sure. I put myself in a position where I'm facing towards where I think the enemy will come from. And I get those repairs in. And now we're taking the damn base. It's rare for me to take a base, especially in such an ambush-rich environment. But yeah, I had no choice. I had to take this for the team. Now look at my team members everywhere, and not a single one of them is capable of repairing me, which is what I need. I'm like the one who's like turned this game around. I gave them this victory, and no one's repairing me. Nobody's helping a brother out. Now I back up, obviously, because we want to do a fighting retreat. We want to make sure we're shooting at anyone who's shooting at me. Because the best defense is a good offense. If I could kill them before they fire another shot, that's better than trying to simply run away with my ass facing them. So I get to a spot where I hope it's safe. You know, back here. And I hope I'm safe. I get ready to repair. And out of nowhere, 2 horses just come riding by. I say, whoa, what the hell? And they toss their grenades. That's no good. So I get my repair in. Nobody spawns on me with the intention to bring a repair tool to help me out. Instead, I'm all on my own. So here we go. And I decide to try and get into good position to rain hell. Get hit with some grenades. Try to repair. But then, as I try to get into the right position and repair, boom, enemy tank sneaks up behind me, takes me out. So they're happy they got their victory. And then the end of the game is me just riding around on a horse, and that's basically it. I just ride around on a horse for like a few seconds. I hate when people do this. He deserves to get stabbed with a stick. Like that horse that he's riding on, that's something you use to kill people. That's not something you use just to drive around. So that always bugs me. So I'm happy he's dead. But you know, I'm just on the horse until the game just ends over here, and that's that. So that's how you appropriately use a tank in a battlefield. You gotta use strategy, people. You gotta be smart, you know. And with my strategy right there, using that tank, I literally herded the enemy team into their back base and then took their back base. Okay. So even though I didn't get like the most kills in that game, I can still say I carried the game because it was my strategy that won the game in the first place. See, only 11 kills, 1 death, but look at where I am. I'm 5th highest because of the fact that I'm the one that you can basically thank for that victory. So strategy is huge in Battlefield. Even just one guy in a tank can change the entire game.